We've tested 8 mattresses from DreamCloud and 8 mattresses from Nectar. On screen now is a complete list of all mattresses and their associated scores. We'll get into comparing their price, firmness, and which is ultimately the best for what type of sleeper. But first, let's talk about performance. All mattresses we test are put through our battery of 10 objective and data-driven tests. These tests help us objectively compare and analyze performance differences across mattresses. In terms of performance, these brands are extremely close. DreamCloud's average performance score is an 8.71, and Nectar is just a nose behind at an 8.70. But beyond the average, DreamCloud has the best mattress overall with a score of 9.08. That model, the DreamCloud Premier Hybrid, is within the top 14% among all mattresses tested to date. That said, DreamCloud also has the worst performing mattress by a good margin. Another trend we see is that Nectar has a more polarizing feel, largely due to their heavier use of memory foam and non-quilted covers. This makes them consistently worse in some areas and better in others. All that said, every model we've tested performs above average compared to these 400 plus mattresses we've tested to date. Depending on the exact feel that you're looking for, either one of these brands could be the right option for you. Now, let's look at the 3 most popular models from each brand and how they perform across our battery of tests. For cooling, both the DreamCloud and Nectar are strong performers, but Nectar slightly edges out DreamCloud. Given the heavy use of memory foam in Nectar's design, this is a great achievement. According to their website, each model increases the amount of cooling fiber sewn into the cover with each price tier. All in all, both are fantastic options, but Nectar certainly has the advantage in terms of cooling. Next, let's talk about Sinkage. Looking at Sinkage, both DreamCloud and Nectar have very similar sinkage levels. DreamCloud has moderate or deep sinkage, with the average level being 2.3 inches. Meanwhile, Nectar mattresses offer a bit more range with minimal, moderate, or deep sinkage, still averaging around 2.2 inches of sinkage. Generally speaking, the majority of DreamCloud and Nectar mattresses are suitable for back, stomach, and side sleeping. However, it's ideal to have a little less sinkage for back and stomach sleeping, in which case the DreamCloud Luxe Hybrid or Nectar Premier are your better options. Side sleeping is better with a little bit more sinkage, so the better choices are going to be the DreamCloud Premier Hybrid, Nectar Premier Hybrid, or either of the Ultra options that have a surplus of material to sink into. When it comes to motion transfer, DreamCloud is the clear winner. They average a fantastic score of 9.6 out of 10 in terms of keeping low motion from one side to the other. Nectar, on the other hand, measured more motion than average for both Nectar Classic and Nectar Premier. The Nectar Premier Hybrid had an average level of motion transfer, but none of these performances were especially notable. Moving on, let's talk about material recovery speed. DreamCloud takes the cake here again with significantly better scores than Nectar. Similar to motion transfer, DreamCloud had an average score of 9.2, while Nectar was an 8.0. This comes as no surprise, as this exemplifies Nectar's memory foam feel over DreamCloud's more balanced feel. This is primarily due to the difference in cover type. Nectar uses a thin knit cover, which does little to separate sleepers from the solid blocks of memory foam below. DreamCloud, however, has a thick quilted cover that essentially acts as a buffer for the foam layers below. Let's talk about mattress bounce next. Bounce performance is a bit of a preferential factor. Both DreamCloud and Nectar mattresses have a similarly low level of bounce across their mattresses. When it comes down to it, both brands have designs with a lot of memory foam and polyfoam. While the coils in these hybrid models add some bounce, the thick foam layers largely stifle that springy feel. So the most bounce you're going to get from either brand is more moderate at best. Moving on to Edge Sport, as a brand, DreamCloud takes the win, but just by a small margin. That being said, Nectar has the single best mattress for Edge Sport between both brands. We measured the amount of compression when sitting at the edge and assessed the support while lying as close to the side as possible. The Nectar Classic ended up with the highest score, as it has less material than the thicker models in this comparison. The thinner comfort layer created less sinkage, which was then able to create better edge support. All that said, both brands have mattresses that are safe to sleep on all the way at the edge and will support a sitting body reasonably well also. Looking at sex performance, the DreamCloud Hybrid is the only mattress in this comparison to have sex performance that is better than average. This comes from a higher level of bounce compared with great edge support. Bounce is the biggest factor for this category, and we've explained how most of these thick mattresses don't offer a lot of bounce. Moving on to pressure relief. Both DreamCloud and Nectar offer mattresses that run the gamut between good, excellent, and outstanding, so there's not a bad option from either brand. A trend from both brands is that the higher priced models have more comfort material and oftentimes features like zone support, which have a positive impact on pressure relief. If this is an area you want the most out of, it's typically worth it to upgrade to the Luxe or Ultra lines. But again, the Classic and Premier lines are good, if not great, all things considered. Looking at off-gassing, DreamCloud and Nectar mattresses are strong right out of the box. Some of the Nectar models work quicker than average, with odors lasting anywhere between 4 and 7 days. DreamCloud models consistently took the full 7 days to rid themselves of any noticeable smell. Comparing company policies, both DreamCloud and Nectar earn the highest possible score. This doesn't come as much of a surprise because both brands are owned by the same parent company, Resident Home. They offer a 365-night trial period, lifetime warranty, free shipping, and free returns. Finally, they both assemble their mattresses in the USA. For a little reference, the average trial period is 177 nights, and the average warranty is 14 years, excluding the 42% of mattress brands that offer lifetime warranties. Next up, let's talk about Firmness options. Our Firmness scale is a 1 to 10, where 10 is the most firm. Both DreamCloud and Nectar mattresses are primarily offered in the 5 to 6 Firmness range. However, Nectar has a slightly wider firmness range, with a single mattress offered at a soft feel of 4 out of 10. For most sleepers, 5 to 6 is generally best. But if you're looking for something exclusively soft, the Nectar will be the better choice. Moving on, let's discuss price. These brands are extremely value-friendly, but they're not without their premium options. The average DreamCloud mattress is $1387, and the average Nectar mattress is just slightly less at only $1243 for a queen. Both brands offer an ultra low-cost option at the $649 to $699 price for a queen. From DreamCloud, that pick is the DreamCloud Hybrid, and from Nectar, it's the Nectar Classic. And by the same token, both brands also have higher-end mattresses. The DreamCloud Ultra is $2199, and the Nectar Ultra Hybrid is $1999 for queens. At the end of the day here, we have the big question. Which mattress should you buy? Based on our performance tests and data, the single best mattress we've tested is the DreamCloud Premier Hybrid. It earned the highest overall score, has a medium firm feel, and is the best overall choice for most sleepers. Given the strong performance of the Premier Hybrid, I think it's harder to justify the more expensive DreamCloud Ultra and Luxe lines, both of which earn slightly lower scores. The DreamCloud Classic is the lowest scoring mattress, but it's also the least expensive. If you need to spend as little as possible, it's an option, but spending a bit more will get you much better performance. Nectar's best performer was the Nectar Ultra Hybrid, earning just a slightly lower score than the DreamCloud Premier Hybrid. Notably, the Ultra Hybrid has a soft feel, which means it's not going to be ideal for all sleepers. The Nectar Luxe Hybrid is a more balanced feel with a medium firmness and is a better choice for a majority of sleepers. Nectar's biggest draw is the memory foam feel. Some sleepers love the feel of memory foam and others don't. If you don't love memory foam, then you won't love Nectar regardless of the model, as the entire Nectar line has a dramatic memory foam feel. Lastly, if you need to keep the budget to a minimum, the Nectar Classic and Nectar Hybrid are fantastic value choices, both earning a better score than DreamCloud's cheapest option. And there you have it. We have a more comprehensive version of this comparison breakdown on our website at naplab.com, where you can see the nitty-gritty details about each mattress. And hey, if you'd like to see another mattress brand being compared, check out the video here.